My dear student, I am Madhup Kumar. I am going to explain the heat chapter. This is the fourth chapter of the seventh class. The active agent which is responsible for the sensation of hotness and coldness is called heat. Heat is a form of energy. When work is done, energy is produced. This energy may be heat energy. Characteristic of heat. Heat is always transferred from the body of higher temperature to body of the lower temperature, or heat flows spontaneously from a hotter body to a colder body. Here hotter body, in our daily life we come across a number of objects. Some of them are hot and some of them are cold. Tea is hot and ice is cold. Some objects are hotter than other and some are colder than other. We often decide which object is hotter than the other object touching the object. We can't always rely on our senses of touch to decide how hot or how cold an object is. The hottest of an object is measured by its temperature. When we add the heat to the body, motion of its particle increases. When we remove heat from body, the motion of its particle decreases. Now, effect of heat. Heat has many effects. Heat changes the temperature. Heat also changes the state, and due to heat there is a thermal expansion. Temperature. Temperature is the measures of degree of hotness or coldness of body. The SI unit of temperature is Kelvin. It is a measure of the heat energy present in it. Thermometer is a reliable device to measure the hotness of the body. Here there are various type of thermometer, that is the clinical thermometer, laboratory thermometer and the digital thermometer. A thermometer is made up of a thin, long and uniform glass tube called capillary tube. It has a bulb at one end. A silvery colored liquid called mercury present in the bulb is used for measuring temperature. Mercury is a thermometric fluid. Thermometer works on the principle that heat energy causes expansion. Here the clinical thermometer. A clinical thermometer is used to take the body temperature of human beings. It also called doctor's thermometer. In clinical thermometer, that is the lowest temperature is 35 degrees centigrade and maximum temperature is 43 degrees centigrade. The normal temperature of healthy body is 37 degrees centigrade and it never drop to 35 degrees centigrade or rise to 43 degrees centigrade unless certain drastic conditions are reached. A clinical thermometer is almost the same as a laboratory thermometer but has a slight bend or kink in the capillary tube just above the bulb. To check the body temperature, the thermometer is normally placed in the mouth. The mercury in the bulb expands according to the temperature in the mouth and its level increases in the capillary tube. We take out the thermometer from mouth after keeping its bulb in our mouth for about a minute and read the mark on the scale to know how is the body's temperature. After that, laboratory thermometer, that is the slightly difference, because in the laboratory thermometer there is no kink and the minimum temperature in the laboratory thermometer we measure -10 degrees centigrade and the maximum temperature 110 degrees centigrade. After that, digital thermometer, we know that mercury is toxic in nature. If a thermometer breaks, it is difficult to dispose the mercury. So now a day mercury thermometer are being replaced by the clinical thermometer, that this clinical thermometer does not use the mercury. A student, digital thermometer does not contain mercury, and in the digital thermometer we can easily read the reading of temperature. Now we have to study the transfer of heat. Here the transfer of heat can occur through any of the following three methods: first, conduction; second, convection; and third, radiation. Conduction. When an iron rod is placed on a flame, the end touching the flame starts heating. Slowly this heat travels to the other end and the other end becomes hot too. The process transfer of heat from the hotter end to the colder end of an object is called conduction. There is a condition for conduction: the two objects should be in contact, an object should be in solid, and also the temperature of two objects should be not the same. If the temperature of two objects should be different, then the heat can travel or then the heat can transfer in them. Otherwise, if the temperature are same, heat cannot be transferred. Here conductors are such objects through them the heat can flow, and the insulators are such type of objects through them heat cannot flow. Now second method for the transfer of heat, that is the convection. Heat transfer in which heat is carried from the hotter part of a substance to its colder part by actual movement of hot particles in it is called convection. Convection requires mobile molecules. It is not possible in the solid because the molecules of solid are held together strongly due to intermolecular force. So it can take place only in liquid and gas and not in solid. Here convection, the transfer of energy in a liquid or gas, that I already explained. When parts of a gas or liquid is heated, the particles it is made up of move faster and spread out more. The moving particles bump into other particles, causing them to move faster and spread out more. In this way, the heat is spread by the convection. Here we can see the result of convection. In the air near the heat source gets heated and rise up. The air from the side moves it to take its place. In this way, the air gets heated. If we or you keep one hand above the flame and one hand on the side of the flame, the hand at the top feels hot because the air above is heated by convection. The hand at the side does not feel as hot because there is no convection. Here another example of convection, that is the land breeze and heat breeze. Here the land breeze and heat breeze in coastal area, The another example of convection current, that is the sea breeze and land breeze. In coastal area, the breeze generally blows from the sea to the land during the day and is called sea breeze. At night, the breeze blows from the land to sea and is called the land breeze. Sea breeze and land breeze are actually convectional current. After that, the third mode and very important mode of transfer of heat, that is called radiation. The third mode of the transfer heat does not require a medium between the hot and cold bodies and known as radiation. The heat is transferred even if there is vacuum between the two bodies. Radiation is a process of heat transfer which does not require material medium. In radiation, heat travels in a straight line from the hot object which radiates it. The radiate all objects radiate or give out heat, but the amount of heat radiated from an object depends on its temperature. Higher the temperature, higher will be radiation. The heat which comes out of the hot object is called radiant energy. Here there are some examples of radiated energy. White and light colored cloths are more comfortable in summer because they reflect most of the sun's heat that falls on them. Black and dark colored cloths are more suitable in winter because they absorb most of the sun's radiated energy. The base of the cooking vessels is painted black so as to absorb most of the heat energy provided and cook the food in less time. Electric room, the heater have a polished behind the metallic surface behind the heating coil. This surface reflects most of the radiant heat that falls on it and gives effective heating to the room. Here you can see that is the dark object, dark colored surface radiate more heat than the light colored surface. After that, we will study the thermoflask. Thermoflask, that is the device. Through device, we stop the three mode of heat transfer, that is the conduction, convection and radiation. So, it is a special type of bottle or flask which does not allow heat loss or heat gain by the materials object stored in it. A hot body closes heat to the surrounding by conduction, convection and radiation. Similarly, a cold body gains heat by any or all of the three methods of the heat transfer. This loss or gain of the heat is minimized in the surface of thermoflask. Since the transfer of the heat through the walls of the thermoflask is very small and content are kept at the same temperature for the long time. Here in the picture you can see there is a two layer, that is the outer layer and inner layer, and between the two layer there is a support, and this support is a bad conductor. So when the external wall becomes hot, this hotness does not come to the inner wall because both are separated by a support, that is a bad conductor. And second method, that is the convection. So between the two bottle or two layer we create a vacuum. So here is a no air, so heat does not travels by the convection. Third method is a radiation. So inner wall of that is bottle, that is the polished with the black color or silvery color. This black color or silvery color does not allow the sun's heat. So the heat by the radiation also does not come inside the bottle and also does not go outside the bottle. In this way, if we keep the any material inside the bottle, this material does not loses its temperature. Now, student, you understand the heat, what is the temperature, mode of the heat transfer, sea breeze and land breeze, and the work and structure of thermoflask. Thank you.